Hello student, I welcome you all to the online classes of Triveni Memorial Senior Secondary School. Okay, today we are going to start your new chapter, chapter number 16 according to your NCERT book. Name of the chapter is Light. It's a physics chapter. Okay, so now you will be wondering that you have studied this chapter in class 6th, in class 7th and now in class 8 also. Yes. The same chapter is there, but the concepts are stepping up. In 6th class, we have studied about the basic concept of light. What light is, various properties of the light, shadow and image. In class 7th, the things will add it up. Okay, and one step ahead of that, that base of class 6, in class 7, you have studied about the dispersion of light, lenses and the mirrors. In class 8, we will be studying about the light in the whole new dimension. Okay, so let us study our chapter. The world is largely known through the senses. We can sense everything through our senses. Okay, and one of that senses, which is the most important part of your life, is your eyes. Okay, the eyes give us the sense of that seeing everything which is happening around you. The sensation of sight. The sense of sight is one of the most important senses. Through it we see mountains, trees, plants, everything surrounding you. Okay, at night we see moons and the stars. You are able to see the world and the sentences printed on this page also with the help of these eyes. Okay, so it is the hint that we are going to learn about the structure and the function of eye in our body. What makes things visible? Have you ever thought that we can see the various objects? You may see that, you may say that I see the object, but you can see an object in the dark. Can you see that? It means that I cannot alone see the object. It is only when the light from the object enter in our eye that we see the object. Okay, I alone do not create the image. We need light also. Without light, we are not able to see anything. So eyes, with the help of light, create the image in your eyes. Okay, the light may have been emitted by the object or maybe from the reflection also. Okay, in class 7, that we have read about that the polished or a shiny surface can act as a mirror. A mirror changes the direction of the light that falls on it. Can you now tell which direction of the light falling on the surface will be reflected? Yes, we can tell. Now, all those things we have read in class 7. Now, let us step up towards our next topic, that is laws of reflection. We know what reflection is. The bouncing back of light from the shiny surface is nothing but your reflection. But there are certain laws associated with this reflection. We are going to study about that laws in this section. Let us study activity 16.1. Fix a white sheet on a paper on a drawing board on the table. Take a comb and close all its opening except one in the middle. You can use strip of the black tape for this purpose. Hold the comb perpendicular to the sheet of the paper. Throw light from the torch through the opening on the comb shown in the diagram 16.1 like this. Okay, you just have to close all the opening except one opening, and you have to set up the whole thing like this. With a slight adjustment of the torch and the comb, you will see a ray of light along the paper on the other side of the comb. Keep the comb and the torch steady. Place the strip of the plane mirror in the path of the light ray. What will you observe? You will observe this is the light ray and it got reflected by this glass mirror. Okay, so we can say that this ray of light is known as incident ray of light, and when it got reflected back, it is known as reflected ray. Okay, this is incident ray, this is reflected ray. Now, after striking to the mirror, the ray of light reflected to the other direction. The light ray which strike to the surface is known as incident ray. Okay, the ray that comes back from the surface of the after the reflection is nothing but reflected ray. Suppose suppose imagine this is the glass surface, okay, and suppose light rays falling on this glass surface. So the light rays which are falling on this glass surface is your incident ray, and when it get reflected back, it is known as your reflected ray, okay. Ray, because it has one end. I hope your basic of mathematics are clear. So ray is the line which is having one end point, and on another end it is it keeps on increasing. Now a ray of light is idealization. In reality, we have a narrow beam of light which is made up of several rays. In actual world, the light is in form of group of those rays. It is known as beam of light, because many rays are there, okay. Just for the studying purpose, we are taking it as one light ray, but in actual, the things which you are seeing is because of beam of such rays, okay. They are grouped together. For simplicity, we use term ray for narrow beam of light, okay. Now, draw lines shown in the position of the plane mirror like this. The incident ray, draw the incident ray and the reflecting ray in the paper with the help of your friend. Remove the mirror and the comb. Draw the line making an angle of 90 degree to the angle of 90 degree to the perpendicular of the mirror at the point where the incident ray strike to the mirror. You have to draw one perpendicular. Where you have to draw the perpendicular? On the point where the incident ray hit on this mirror. You have to draw one perpendicular, okay. Now this perpendicular will represent the normal to the angle of incidence, okay, to the reflecting surface at this point. This is the point from where this incident ray hit to the glass surface, and it is the same point from which the reflected ray originate, okay. This line is known as normal to the reflecting surface. The angle between the normal and the incident, this angle is called angle of incidence. It is represented by angle with a small I. This angle is angle of incidence, okay. And the reflected ray is known as angle of reflection. This angle between the normal and the reflected ray is known as angle of reflection. The measurement of angle of incidence and the angle of reflection, if you measure them, you will wonder that both angles are always same. So this is the first law of reflection. Angle of incidence and angle of reflection are always same, okay. Repeat this activity several times by changing angle of incidence. You will see every time you will change the angle of incidence, the angle of reflection will change accordingly, okay. Now, do you see the relationship between those two angles? Yes, the angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. This is the first law of reflection. Let us do another activity. Perform activity 16.1. Again, this time use sheet of stiff paper or a chart paper. Let the sheet project a little beyond the edge of the table. 16.4. Cut the projecting portion of the sheet in the middle. Look at the reflected ray. Make sure that reflected ray extend to the projected portion of the paper. Bend that part of the projected portion on the which a reflected ray falls. Can you still see the reflected ray? Bring the paper back to the original position. Can you see the reflected ray again? What do you infer? What do you infer from these two things? When the whole sheet of a paper is spread on the table, it represents one plane, okay. The incident ray, normal ray and the point of incidence and the reflected ray all are in the same plane, okay. I hope you can relate this plane from mathematical plane. All the things which we are discussing in the single term, it is known as plane, okay. So all these angles are in one plane, but in another, when you bend the paper, you create two plane of different, the plane different from the plane in which the incident ray and the normal lie. Now, when you bend the paper, your two planes are created. Then, you do not see the reflected ray. When you have created two planes, you are not able to see the reflected ray. What is happening here? It will lead us to the second law of refraction, which state that the incident ray, normal at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray, all three things lie in the same plane. Only then your reflected ray will be formed, otherwise it will not form. So first law of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Second law, the angle of incidence, or I can say that incidence ray, the normal to the point of incidence, and the reflected ray, all three lie in the same plane. Okay. पहले पूछो, perform the above activity outside the classroom with the sun as a source of light instead of torch. You too can use sun as a source of light. Okay. This activity can also be performed by making use of ray streak apparatus available in the kit prepared by NCERT. Bujo remembered that he had studied in class 7 some feature of image of an object formed on the plane mirror. Paheli asked him to recall those. Let us recall. Was the image erect or upside down? Plane mirror always form erect image. Okay. Was it from same size? Yes. Plane mirror always form same size image. Did the image appear at the same distance behind the mirror as the object? Yes. The distance is always same as of object. Could it be obtained on a screen? No. Plane mirror will form virtual image. These were the characteristics of the plane mirror image. Okay. Let us understand a little more about the formation of image by plane mirror in the following way. Activity 16.3. A source of light O is placed in front of a plane mirror PQ. PQ, okay, this is the PQ line, and a source of light O is placed. This is the source of light. This is the plane mirror PQ, okay. Two rays OA and OC are the incident on it. OA and OC, two incident rays are there, okay. Now, can you find out the direction of the reflected ray? Draw two normal to the surface of the mirror PQ at the point A and C. You have to draw two normal, two perpendicular line, one on the A point and one on the C point. They will represent the normal to the point of incidence, because OA and OC are incidence ray. Okay, right? Now, yeah, then draw reflected ray at the point of A and C. Now you have to draw the reflected ray of the same angle. This angle and this angle plus this angle and this angle should be same, because angle of reflection is always equal to angle of incidence. Okay. Now, how could you draw these rays? Call the reflected ray AB and CD. Now, AB and CD are your reflected rays respectively. Extend them further. Do they meet? Extend them backward. Do they meet now? If they meet, mark the point as I. For the viewers, I at E. Do the reflected rays appear to come at the point I? Let us see. This is the view. Suppose you are seeing it from here. Again I am repeating. Plane mirror. This is the source of light. Light rays fall on this mirror. OA and OC are the two incident rays. Now form a perpendicular, which will represent the normal to the point of incidence. Now make the reflected ray. AB and CD are the two reflected rays. Okay. If you extend them, will they meet? No. But if you extend them backwardly, they will meet up at point I. From the viewer point, they will meet up to this point I. Okay. Since the reflected ray do not actually meet at I, they are not actually meeting at I, because we have moved this reflected ray backwardly. That's why, but only appear to do so. They are appear to meet, but because your mirror stops here, mirrors and ended here only, but they appear to meet at I. They are not actually meeting at I point. They appear to meet at I point. That's why this image cannot be obtained on a screen. When your reflected rays meet above the screen level, then only your image is known as real image. But when the two reflected rays appear to meet, this point is known as they will form your virtual image. Okay. Now you may recall that in image formed by mirror, in the left side of the object appear as right side. I hope you remember that, and the right side appear as left. This is known as lateral inversion. We have studied that from class 6, then we have revised in class 7 and 8 class also we have revised the same thing. Okay. Now reflection can be of two types. We have divided the reflection thing into two categories. Very first is regular reflection. Second one is diffuse reflection. Let us see what does this terms means. For that, let us study one more activity. Activity 16.4. Imagine that parallel rays are incident to the irregular surface as shown in 16.6. Like this. Imagine the surface as irregular and the parallel beams, incident beam fall on it. What will happen? Every time the reflected ray will not be parallel because surface is irregular, and it will reflect. Whenever it will reflect, the reflected ray will be different because the surface is irregular. It will not provide the same angle every time. Angle in case of different, that incident will be different. Angle of reflection will be different in each time because surface is not plane, surface is irregular. Okay, suppose sometime it is forming a groove, so angle of reflection will be different when it is in upward direction, right? So angle of reflection is different each time. That's why you will find that, yes, and when your that surface is plane, if you do this activity again when the surface is plane, every time the angle of reflection, angle of incidence and the angle of reflection will be same for all these angle of incidence. Angle of reflection will be same, and all the reflected rays will be parallel to each other. Okay, such a type of reflection in which that reflected rays are parallel to each other, it is known as regular reflection. But in case of a rough surface or irregular surface, the reflected rays are not parallel, and such reflection is known as irregular reflection. Okay, or diffused reflection. All the parallel rays reflected from the plane surface are not parallel. The reflection is also known as diffused or irregular reflection. Remember that diffuse reflection is not due to failure of laws of reflection. It is not the failure of law of reflection, but what is it? It is because of the irregularity of the surface. It is caused by irregularity of the surface like the cardboard. That's why the image formed by other type of object like cardboard, like wood, it is not clear. Sometimes they form image, but that image is not at all clear because incident ray are not parallel, they are not focusing on a point. So when they are not focusing on a point, how will they form image, right? On the other hand, when the reflection is from a smooth and a plain surface like the mirror, such kind of reflection is known as regular reflection, and it will form a clear-cut image. For example, the mirror which you are using at your home. Okay. Now, do we see all objects due to reflected ray only? Nearly everything you see around is seen due to reflected light. Moon, for example, receive light from the sun and reflect it. That is how we see the moon. The object which shine in the light of other objects are known as illuminated objects. Example, moon. Moon is illuminated by sun. There are other objects which give their own light such as sun, fire, flame, etc. They all and electric lamp also, their light falls in our eyes. That is how we see those objects. Such objects are known as luminous object. Okay, so two categories are there, luminous and non-luminous. Non-luminous is also known as illuminated. For example, moon. Okay. Now, reflected light can be reflected again. Can a reflected light can be reflected again? Let us see. Recall the last time you have visited a hairdresser. She or he makes you sit in the front of a mirror. After your hair is cut and a complete she and he place a mirror at the back of your head to show you the hair behind your back, right? How the cut has been done from the behind of your back. Can you think how you could see the hair at the back of your head? It is due to the reflected rays is reflected again. Okay, Paheli recall having constructed a periscope as an extended activity in class 6th. The periscope make use of two plane mirror. I hope you remember. For example, this is a periscope, roughly this and Z-like shape structure is a periscope, and two plane mirrors are used, one here and one there. So what is happening? The ray of light falls on the one plane mirror, it will reflect it and it will goes to the second plane mirror. On the second plane mirror, it will act as incident ray again and it will reflect it again. So a reflected ray can be reflected again. Okay. Now periscope are used in submarines, tank, and also by soldiers in bunker to see things outside. Okay. Now that leads us to the next topic, that is multiple images. You are aware that plane mirror form single image of an object. What happen if two plane mirror are used in combination? What will happen? Of course, multiple image will be formed. For example, take two plane mirrors like this. Set them at the right angle to each other, 90-degree angle, at the edge touching like this. You have to place them. To hinge them, you can use adhesive tape or anything you want to. Place a coin in between the two mirrors. How many images will you see? With the help of this diagram, you can see that three images are formed. Now hinge the mirror using adhesive tape at different angle, 45 degree, 90 degree, 60 degree, 80 degree. Place some objects, a candle in between. Then note down the number of image of the object in each time. Finally, set two mirrors parallel to each other. Find out how many images of the candle placed between them is formed. When you are not touching them, when you are not making any angle, single image is formed. Okay, you have to make those mirror touch each other. Then only you will get multiple image. Okay. Can you now explain how can you see the back of your head at the hairdresser shop? Because the image which is forming on the front mirror is reflected to the back mirror. That's how you see the different angle of your head. This idea of number of image formed by mirror placed at the angle of one another is used in kaleidoscope, and you see numerous beautiful pattern in kaleidoscope with this phenomena. What is kaleidoscope? For kaleidoscope, you need three rectangular mirror stripe about 15 cm long and 4 cm wide. Join them together to form a prism-like structure. Fix them in a circular cardboard tube and the tube of a thick chart paper. Make sure the tubes is slightly longer than the mirror strip. Close one end of the tube by cardboard disc having hole in the center through which you can see. To make the disc durable, paste a piece of transparent plastic sheet under the cardboard disc like this. You have to make. Okay. At the other end, touching the mirror, fix a circular plain glass plate. Place on this glass plate several small pieces of colored glass. Okay, broken piece of colored bangles, which will form the pattern in this kaleidoscope. The kaleidoscope is now ready. When you peep through the hole, you will see variety of pattern in the tube. Interesting feature of a kaleidoscope is that you will never see the same pattern again. Okay. Now activity 16.7. Get a plain mirror of suitable size. Place it on a bowl katori as shown in figure 16.13. Like this. Okay. Fill the bowl with water. Put this arrangement near the window such that direct sunlight falls on the mirror. Adjust the position of the bowl such that the reflected light from the mirror falls on the wall. If the wall is not white, fix a sheet of white paper on it. Reflected light will be seen of having many colors. How can you explain this? The mirror and the water forms a prism. This break This break up the light into 7 components, which we have studied in class 7. That breaking of white light into 7 components is known as dispersion of light. Okay. Rainbow is natural phenomenon which showing us the dispersion phenomena. Now sunlight, is it white or colored? As we have discussed, yes, sunlight appears at white, but it is composed of 7 colors. Okay, Vibgyor, I hope you remember: violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Vibgyor, 7 components of white light. What is inside our eyes? Now let us study. The main topic of this chapter is our eyes. What is inside these eyes? We see things only when light coming from them enter in our eyes. Eyes is one of the most important sense organ. It is therefore important to understand the structure and the working of our eye. The eye has roughly spherical shape. It is not perfect sphere. It is roughly spherical shape. Outer coat of eye is white. It is tough so that it protects interior part of the eye. Okay, the transparent front part is cornea. The transparent front part of your eye is cornea. Behind this is the outer front part which is tough. It is cornea. Okay. Behind the cornea, you will find dark muscular structure irises. This irises, dark muscular structure which help to accommodate, which help to change the shape so that we can see the different shape around us. Okay. In the iris, there is a small opening called pupil. Okay, pupil is not there. This is the pupil, small opening. It is known as the pupil. The size of the pupil is controlled by iris. Suppose iris is nothing but muscles. Muscles can extend and they can compress also. When this muscles relaxed, your eye will be small. And when these muscles are, suppose these are 2 iris and between them there is a structure. So what will happen when this iris is extended? Your pupil will become larger. And when your irises are relaxed, your pupil will become smaller. That's how that's everything around you which you see get adjusted in your eye. Okay. The iris is the part of eye that which gives its distinctive color. The eye color depends on the color of irises. Okay. When we say that person is having green eyes, we actually mean the color of irises is green. Okay. These irises control the amount of light entering in your eyes. As I have discussed, by relaxing and by contracting, it will control the amount of light coming in your eyes. Okay. This is the typical diagram of your human eye. This part is cornea. Okay. The whole structure, this is the roughly spherical structure. This part is irises. This is pupil and the main lens on which the image is formed by this lens only. Okay. Then this is the optical nerve which connect eye to the brain, and the brain will interpret the signal. Okay. And this part is the screen of the eye on which the image is formed. That screen is known as retina. Okay. Now there is a blind spot over there. There is a blind spot, and on blind spot no image is formed. Okay. So this is the structure of eye. Activity 16.8. Look into a friend eye. Observe the size of the pupil. Throw light on the eye with a torch. Observe the pupil now. Switch off the torch and observe the pupil once again. Do you notice any change in the size of the pupil? In which case was the pupil larger? Why do you think it was so? In which case do you think you need to allow more light in the eye when the light is dim and the bright? When the light is dim and the bright, your pupil will become large so that it will get the light which is available. But in the bright light, pupil will become small because enough light is available. Okay. Simple logic. Behind the pupil of the eye is a lens which is thicker at the center. I hope you remember which kind of lens is thicker at the center. Convex lens. And the lens which is present in our eyes is double convex lens. Okay. What kind of lens is thicker at the center? Recall it from your class 7th that concepts. The lens focus the light to the back of the eye on the retina. Retina is the part of the eye on which image is formed. Retina controls several nerve cells. Sensation felt by nerve cells are then transmitted to brain by optical nerve. Two kind of cells are present on the retina, cones and rods. Cones are responsible for bright light. You see everything around you because of in the bright light because of the cones, and you see things in the dim light because of the presence of rods, and they both combine and enable us to see. Okay. Beside that, cones also sense the color. The colors which you observe around you is because of these cones. Okay. Beside cones, at the junction of the optical nerve and the retina, there is no sensory cell. That's why that spot in your eyes is known as blind spot, and in the blind spot no image is formed. Its existence can be demonstrated only by how you know that there is a blind spot in your eye. For that, let us study the activity 16.9. Make a round mark and a cross on a sheet of paper with a spot in the spot to the right of the cross, like this. Okay. The distance between two marks may be 6 to 8 cm. Hold the sheet of the paper at the arm length from the eye. Close your left eye. Look continuously at this cross. Move the sheet slowly towards you, keeping your eye on the cross. What will you find? Does the round mark disappear at some point? Now close your right eye, look at the round mark, and now repeat this activity. Does the cross disappear? The disappearance of the cross or the round mark show that there is a point in the retina which cannot send message to the brain, and that part is known as blind spot. And when such blind spot work, when you keep the things very near your eye. Okay. Now let us move forward. The impression of image does not vanish immediately from the retina. It persists for about 1/16th of second. So this amount of time is required for the persistence of image. So if the still image of the moving object is flashed in the eye at a rate faster than 16 per second, the eye perceives that object as moving. The videos which you are seeing, why you are able to see them moving? Because they are moving at a speed higher than 16 per second. If you allow the still images to move more than 16 per second, then they will appear as video. Okay, that's the difference between still image and video. Now activity 6.10, get a square piece of cardboard of 6 to 8 cm, make 2 holes as shown in 16.16. Okay, you have to make 2 holes here. Thread of a string through the holes, draw or paste a cage on one side of the cardboard and the bird on the other side. Twist the string to make the card tilt rapidly. Do you see the bird in the cage? Yes, because now things are moving with a speed above 16 per second. That's why this will appear as moving and the bird will be appearing cage. Okay, this is not magic, this is science only. The movies that we see are actually number of separate picture in a proper sequence. They are made to move across the eyes at a rate 24 picture per second. That's why they appear as moving faster than 16 per second. So we see a moving picture. Video is nothing but a moving picture. Okay. Nature has provided eye with the eyelids to protect it from the things which are entering in your eyes. Eyelid also shut out the light when not required. Eye is such a wonderful instrument that is see distant object very clearly. The minimum distance at which the eye can see the object distinctly varies from age to age and person to person also. Normally it is 25 centimeter. The minimum distance through with which the image can be formed is 25 centimeter. Okay. maximum distance is 25 centimeter and minimum distance vary from person to person. Some person can see near object clearly but cannot see distant object so clearly. On the other hand, some people can see near object clearly and they are not able to see distant object clearly. Okay, this with suitable corrective lens, this defect can be corrected. Okay, sometimes, particularly in the old age, eyesight become foggy and cloudy. Okay, because your lens become cloudy. When it happens, person are said to have cataract. This is the loss of vision, sometimes extremely severe. It is possible to treat this defect. The opaque lens is removed and new artificial lens is inserted. Modern technology make it simpler. Now, as eyes are so important, we should take care of our eyes. It is necessary that you should take proper care of your eyes. If there is any problem, you should not go to the eye specialist. You should have a regular checkup, okay? So, what are the things which you can do in such situation? First of all, use suitable spectacles. Secondly, too light or too much light, too little or too much light is bad for your eyes. Insufficient light causes eye strain and headache. Too much light like that of sun or a powerful lamp or a laser is again not good. Do not look directly to the sun. Never rub your eyes. Wash your eyes frequently. Always read at the normal distance for your vision. Do not read by bringing your book too close. Okay. You learn about balanced diet in class 4th. If food is deficient in some component, eye may also suffer. Lack of vitamin A in the foodstuff is responsible for many troubles. Okay, night blindness. Most common among them is night blindness. One should therefore include the diet components which having vitamin A. Okay. Now, animals have eye shape in different ways. Eyes of crab are quite small, but they enable that crab to look around. So, the crab can sense even if the enemy approaches from behind. Butterfly also have large eyes that seem to be made up of many small little eyes. It can see not only the front but the back view also. Okay. A night bird, owl. Night bird like owl can see very well in the night but not during the day. On the other hand, daylight birds, for example, kite and eagle, they can see in day but they cannot see in night. Owl has a large cornea and large pupil to allow more light. Also, it has retina, large number of rods are there and few cones are there. Rods are responsible for night view, that's why they can see in night. The day-night birds on the other have more cones than the rods. It is very much understood, okay? Now, what are the things which are good for your eyesight? Carrot, broccoli, green vegetables because they are rich in vitamin A, okay? Now, visually challenged person can read and write with the help of new technologies. Some person including children can be visually handicapped. They have very limited vision to see things. Some person can see some person cannot see at all since birth, right? Some person may lose their eyesight because of some disease or accident also. Such person try to identify things by touching and listening to the voice carefully. They develop their own sense more sharply. However, additional resources can enable them to develop capabilities furthermore than these, okay? One such technology is Braille Lipi, which we are going to learn. Resources can be of two types, non-optical aids and optical aids. Non-optical aids include visual aids, tactual aid. Tactual means something which you can touch. Auditory aids, sense of hearing. And electronic aids. Visual aids can be magnifying words, okay, can provide suitable intensity of light and material of proper distance. Tactual aid includes braille writers, slate and slaters, help the visually challenged person by taking notes, okay. They are able to read and write with the help of different technology which is Braille Lipi, okay. Now, tape recorder, cassettes and nowadays audio books are also available. Electronic aids such as talking calculators also available for performing such things, okay. Optical aids include bifocal lenses, contact lenses, tinted lenses, magnifiers and telescope, etc. Now, what is Braille? The most popular resource for visually challenged persons is a Braille. Louis Braille himself is a visually challenged person, developed a system of for visually challenged person which published in 1821. Okay, the present system adopted in 1932. There is a Braille code for common language. We have different language known as Braille language. Okay, for mathematics and scientific notion. Many Indian languages can be read with the help of Braille system also. ठीक है? Now Braille system has 63 dots pattern or a characteristic. Each characteristic represent a letter and a combination of the letter and a common word or a grammatical signal. Okay, it's a whole different language. Dots are arranged in a cell of 2 vertical rows. You can see that 2 vertical rows. Okay, different dots represent different word or different symbol. For example, 2 dots in the front that row represent C letter. Okay. Pattern of the dot to represent some English alphabet and some words are shown above. This pattern when embossed to the Braille sheet help usually challenge person to recognize word by touching. To make them easier to touch, the dots are always raised slightly. Visually challenged person learn the Braille system by beginning with letter, then characteristic, then combination. Okay, method depend on recognition by touching. Okay. Each characteristic had to be memorized. Braille text can be produced by hand or by machine. Typewriter like device and printing machine now have been developed. Okay. So here are the name of few important and the famous persons who were visually handicapped. You can read about that by your own. Chapter is over. Let us do the NCERT part. Very first is, suppose you are in a dark room. Can you see the object in the room? Can you see the object outside the room? You cannot see the object inside the room because source of light is not available, but outside the room source of light is available, so you can see that. Difference between regular and diffuse reflection. Does diffuse reflection means failure of the law of reflection? No, diffuse reflection does not mean failure of law of reflection. Diffuse reflection is due to irregularity of the surface. Mention against each of the following, and for the difference you can refer to the previous part. Mention against each of the following whether regular or diffuse reflection will be formed. First one is polished wooden table, irregular. Chalk powder, irregular. Cardboard surface, irregular. Marble floor with the water spread over it, regular. Mirror, regular. Piece of paper, irregular. State the laws of reflection. For that refer to the previous part. Describe an activity to show that incident ray, reflected ray and normal all lie in a same plane. Again refer to the previous part of this video for this question. Person 1 meter in the front of the plane mirror seem to be dash meter from his image 1 meter because distance from the mirror to the object is always same as distance from mirror to the image itself. Okay. If you touch your dash ear with the right hand in front of plane mirror, it will be seen as mirror that your right ear is touched with the left and here left. Okay, because of lateral inversion. The size of people become dash when you see in the dim light. It become larger to accommodate more light. Night birds have dash cones than the rods in their eyes. As you know, cones are required for the bright that light and rods are required for the dim light. So night birds have less cones as compared to rods. Now, angle of incidence is always equal to angle of reflection. It is always true. Image formed by plane mirror is it is virtual. It is behind the mirror and it is of same size. So B option. Describe the construction of kaleidoscope. Again refer to the previous part. Draw a label sketch of human eye. You can do that on your own. Gurmeet wanted to perform activity 16.8 using laser torch. His teacher advised her not to do so. Can you explain the basis of the teacher advice? Yes, because laser can it can damage your skin. That's why we should not use laser without the without the advice of your doctor or the experienced person. Okay, so we should not use the laser directly. That's why her teacher advised her not to do so. Explain how can you take care of your eyes. Again refer to the previous part of the video. What is the angle of incidence of the ray if the angle of reflection is 90 degree? to the angle of incidence. Of course, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, so 90 degree is the correct answer. How many image of the candle will be formed if it is placed between two mirrors parallel to each other? This question is require your thought process, because here the two mirrors are not connected by anything. They are not forming any angle. They are parallel. So single image will be formed. If the two mirrors are connected or hinged by each other, then only multiple images will be formed. So only single image will be formed. Okay. Apply your mind and read your questions carefully. Okay. Next is two mirrors met at the right angle. The ray of light is incident on the one at the angle 30 degree as shown in figure 16.19. Draw the reflected ray from the second mirror. Okay, you can do it by your own, very easy. Apply logic. Next is Bujo stand at A here, just on the side of the plane mirror as shown in figure 16.20. Can he see himself in the plane mirror? Also, can he see the image of the object situated at P, Q and R? He can see himself in the plane mirror and he can see the P and Q images, but he cannot see the R image because it is below the A level and it will not form on a plane mirror. Okay. Question number 17. Find out the position of image of the object situated at A in the plane mirror in case of 16.21. Okay. Can Paheli at B can Paheli at B see this image? No, he will not. She cannot see the image because Bujo is between the path. Can Bujo at C can see this image? Yes, he can see because now it is not blocking anything. When Paheli moves from B to C, where does the image of A move? It will not move. Okay. So student, our chapter and the NCERT part of this chapter is over. We will meet in our next video. Thank you for now.